During last video, we were discussing about the basic terms used in thermodynamics, and already we discussed that system, it is a part of universe selected for thermodynamical study. Rest part of the universe other than system is a surroundings, and there is a boundary between system and surroundings. There are three types of systems: open system, closed system, and isolated system. Then in homogeneous system there is a one phase. In heterogeneous system there are more than one phases. Now next term is macroscopic properties of a system. Now when system contains large number of chemical species, then it is called as macroscopic system. Now which are the chemical species? It can be atom, molecule, or ion. It means in a system, if there are large number of atoms or molecules or ions present, then that system it is called as macroscopic system. Macroscopic system, it is also called as matter in bulk. And the properties of macroscopic systems like temperature, pressure, volume, density, melting point, boiling point, surface tension, viscosity, refractive index, these are called as macroscopic properties or thermodynamic properties of the system. And there are two types of macroscopic properties again: extensive properties and intensive properties. Now what do you mean by extensive property? The property of a system whose value depends upon amount of substance present in the system, it is called as extensive property. And the examples are mass, volume, heat capacity, internal energy, enthalpy, and entropy. All these depends upon amount of substance present in the system. For example, how volume is a extensive property? Volume depends upon amount of a substance. You consider hydrogen. If there is a 2 gram hydrogen, that is 1 mole of hydrogen gas at NTP, then it occupies 22.4 liter volume. Now when there is a 4 gram hydrogen, then amount is double. 4 gram hydrogen means 2 moles of hydrogen. It occupies 44.8 liter of volume at NTP, that is normal conditions of temperature and pressure. And hence volume is a extensive property. It depends upon amount of substance. Now next macroscopic property is a intensive property. And the properties of a system whose value independent of amount of substance present in the system are called intensive properties. And the examples are temperature, pressure, refractive index, viscosity, density, vapor pressure, surface tension, then specific heat, freezing point, boiling point. All these are intensive properties. It means their values independent of amount of substance present in the system. Now most important thing is the ratio of two extensive properties, it is equal to intensive property. The ratio of two extensive properties, it is equal to intensive property. For example, the ratio of mass and volume, it is a density. So density is an intensive property. Mass and volume, these are the extensive properties. And therefore the ratio of two extensive properties, it is the intensive property. So this is about extensive and intensive properties. Now next thermodynamic term, that is the process, thermodynamic process. Now what do you mean by thermodynamic process? It is physical or chemical change by which system changes from one state to another state. Physical or chemical change, or it is called as operation. And by doing such operation, by doing physical or chemical change, and when there is a change in position of system from one state to other state, then that is called as process. Now what do you mean by state of a system? The state of a system means the condition or position of a system which is described in terms of certain measurable properties such as temperature, pressure, volume, etc. The condition or position of a system which is described by certain measurable properties like temperature, pressure, volume, number of moles, then that state or that position or condition, it is called a state of a system. Now consider gas confined in the cylinder. It has a pressure P1, volume V1, temperature T1 and number of moles N. And suppose P1, that is initial pressure, is 1 bar, initial volume is 1 decimeter cube or 1 liter, initial temperature is 300 Kelvin and number of moles, it is 1 mole. So 1 mole gas is confined in this cylinder, and this is the initial state of a system. Now here state of a system, it is defined by describing the variables like pressure, volume, temperature, number of moles, and therefore these are also called as state variables, because by stating or by providing values of these variables we can define the state of a system. Therefore these are the state variables: pressure, volume, temperature, number of moles. These are also called as state variables or macroscopic properties or measurable properties, thermodynamic properties, etc. Now suppose some variables are changed. Suppose a volume of this gas is reduced. Suppose gas is compressed, and when you compress the gas, during compression process there is a change in state. No longer gas will remain to the initial state during compression process, and during compression process there is a change in variables. Slowly there is a reduction in volume, and as the volume reduces there is a simultaneously increase in pressure, because pressure and volume there is an inverse proportion. So this is the process. So during process there is a change in state of a system, and after process system may reaches to the final state. Now here there is a reduction in volume of a gas. Now the state variables are pressure equal to P2, that is equal to 2 bar, because pressure is increased. Volume V2, it is 0.5 liter, volume is decreased. Temperature remains constant, that is 300 Kelvin, number of moles are also same, and this is the final state. Now final state of a system, again it is defined or described by stating the values of measurable properties such as pressure, volume, temperature, number of moles, etc. And therefore the state of a system means the condition or position of a system which is described or defined by stating certain measurable variables like pressure, volume, temperature, number of moles. Most important thing is, a process is said to occur when the state of a system changes. When there is a change in state of a system, there is a process. This is most important thing. And after completion of process, again system attains new state, that is a final state. Okay, so this is the meaning of the process, thermodynamic process and state of a system. Now next thermodynamic term, that is state function and path function. Two different terms are there, state function and path function. Now first of all, what do you mean by state function? Actually state function, it is a property of system whose value depends upon initial and final state of a system and independent of path followed, it is called a state function. It is a property of system or a physical quantity whose value depends upon initial and final state of a system, or whose value depends upon the state of a system and independent of path by which the state has been attained. It is called a state function. Now, examples of state functions are potential energy, internal energy, enthalpy, free energy, entropy, mass, temperature, volume. These are the state functions because their values depends upon state of a system and independent of path. As an example, you consider the potential energy of a particular person, and you know potential energy depends upon height. Suppose one person standing on the 5th floor of a building, and he has fixed value of potential energy, and this value, it is irrespective of the fact whether he reached there by using stairs or by using lift. That is, his potential energy, it is independent of path, that is which path he followed to reach that particular 5th floor, and therefore potential energy of that person, it is a state function. It depends upon state. If the same person comes to the ground floor by using any route, by using stairs or lift, then his potential energy will decrease and it will be fixed at the ground floor. Whichever path he followed, it is independent of that. In this way, potential energy, similarly internal energy, enthalpy, these are the state function, depends upon state. On the other hand, the property of a system whose value depends upon path used to reach a particular state, it is called as path function. For example, work and heat, these are the path functions. Now, work is a path function. How it is a path function? Now consider the same example of the person standing on the 5th floor. Now when he uses the route that he goes there by using the stairs, then he need more energy, or more he is doing more work. Okay, he consumes more heat. At the same time, when he is using the lift, then he is doing comparatively less work, or the consumption of heat or energy, it will be less. And therefore work or heat, it is a path function. It depends upon the path or route by which system changes from initial state to final state. So in this way, so work and heat, these are the path functions. Now next important term, thermodynamic equilibrium. Now thermodynamic equilibrium means a system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium when state functions do not change with time. As long as state functions remains constant, then there is a thermodynamic equilibrium. Now consider gas confined in a cylinder again, and pressure of gas is P1, volume is V1, temperature is T1, number of moles N1. This is the equilibrium state because the state functions are not changing as long as piston is motionless. Now suppose some variables are changed, pressure or volume changed, and there is a process. Now during process, no longer system will remain in the equilibrium state. It is a non-equilibrium state during the process, and after completion of process, again system attains the final state, and at a final state the state variables are again fixed, that is pressure equal to P2, volume equal to V2, temperature equal to T2, and at final state again system acquires the equilibrium because here there is no change in pressure, temperature, volume, and piston is motionless. So this is what is thermodynamic equation.